Welcome to the NBA Finals edition of the Do You Believe edition of Basketball Illuminati. I'm Zach Harper, the honest podcaster. That's Mo Dakhil. That's proud American Wosny Lambre. Make sure you're checking out the main show on Basketball Illuminati with Tom and Amin and Maze, because if not, it's just kind of weird. That's the reason, the show's here, right? It's just kind of weird. Make sure you're checking out all of Woz's work on The Ringer. Check out the Ringer NBA show group chat edition with him, Rob Mahoney, Justin Verrier. Make sure you're checking out Mo's Twitch, twitch.tv/Mo Dakhil. And make sure you're checking out The Bounce, theathletic.com/The Bounce. Shout out to Chuck Todd. Actually, I don't know if he's toxic or not, but I just know Chuck Todd.
He's not toxic. He's
okay. I don't know. I don't know anything about him.
He's just annoying. He's not toxic.
Someone dropped it in Slack, and then I looked, and he has like 2 million followers on Twitter. And then he had mentioned something that I wrote in The Bounce today. So I was like, all right, man, like, I'm going to post this, and hopefully I get killed for it. I don't know.
He's just like, he's like every person, like normal American who hates the media.
Yeah.
In their mind's eye, they're basically thinking about Chuck Todd.
Okay. Like, I can deal with that.
Smugness, whatever. But I
think everyone who hates sports media is thinking of me, so that's fine.
I was going to say, you're the Chuck Todd of the NBA media.
Yeah, that works.
He's not toxic. It's actually really cool that he shouted out your newsletter.
I liked it, yeah. So now I know Chuck Todd and I know Kevin Harlan Reed.
Like, for instance, like derisively, what people like, his nickname is Shuck Todd.
Oh, I'll sell anything, you fucking yeah. You want to cut a check? I'll sell anything. That works for me.
You're still selling collagen, aren't you?
100%. Liquid collagen. Maybe don't get that powder shit. You hit me up. I got $10 off for you. Big news yesterday. Adam Silver has figured out the All-Star for. No, we're not going to do that. All right. The big news from last night. We'll start off with our first topic. Do you believe in the Indiana Pacers? The Pacers won Game 1 for the fourth consecutive round. The Pacers have 15+ point comebacks in these playoffs. First team in NBA Finals history to win after trailing by 9+ points in the final 3 minutes. According to Tom's research, Tyrese Haliburton is now 13 of 15 on shots to tie or go ahead in the final 2 minutes this season. That includes 6 for 7 in the postseason. His one miss was tip dunked by Obi Toppin, so they score no matter what if he takes a shot in these situations. No Pacers scored more than 19 points in this game. The Pacers had 18 more turnovers, took 16 fewer shots. What's my stat from Mike Vorkunov? Mike Vorkunov said that the Oklahoma City Thunder took 15 more shots within 4 feet of the rim last night. So that's another one. The Thunder preemptively changed their starting lineup, went small with Case and Wallace. Why? No idea. Chet played only 24 minutes. Hartenstein played 17 minutes. The Pacers out-rebounded the Thunder 56-39. And guys, the Thunder forced 25 turnovers. Mo, you and I talked about this in the pregame show on the NBA app that we're doing. The turnovers were big, transitions big, right? 25 turnovers, but Mo, just 11 points off those turnovers. What's the stat? They were averaging 23.8 points
23.8 per game.
Points off turnovers.
In the playoffs.
Ridiculous. So 11 points off those 25 turnovers. So Mo, do you believe in the Indiana Pacers?
I mean, it depends. Like I believe to a degree.
No, you know what I'm asking here.
No,
you know what I'm asking. You know what I'm asking here.
Step up to the plate.
Yeah.
Okay, then fuck it. I don't believe.
Whoa!
This might come back to haunt me. But I don't believe. This was an unbelievable game. This was amazing. One, Mark Daigneault tricked this game off. He overthought it for 8 days. Really created a problem that wasn't really there in his own head, and preemptively changed his lineup, which sent an immediate signal to the Pacers like, hey, they don't think they can play us the way they normally play. We have an advantage, fair or unfair, true or not, whatever. It created that mindset with everything that they had. So just starting out from there, it was a situation where I thought this was a poorly coached game. I don't think he did a great job. And this is funny saying it with the fact that they had a 15-point lead in the fourth quarter, up 9 with 2.5 minutes left. I still don't think he did a great job with the way they played. I think they will be better throughout the course of this finals. I think they'll improve across the board, but I also think, they'll lose if they don't find ways to get Chet and Hartenstein more minutes. They can't play 24 minutes and 17 minutes. Like, that's insane to me.
Fucking play them.
He just playing.
There's no way to find ways. Put him on the court.
Like, it's just asinine the way he kind of went about this game. And I honestly think he overthought this. He created a problem that wasn't there.
Absolutely.
And then made it a problem.
He got cute, man. He got cute.
I have to ask y'all this because I just didn't understand it, because I've been told all week leading up to this that these teams are mirror images of each other, except OKC is the way better version. Yet OKC is acting like Indiana's the one with the historically great defense. Like, it's a move to goose your offense, but like, it's the Pacers. Why are you goosing offense?
They were.
It's not like they had a matchup problem before. You're good.
I don't understand.
You're fine. Like, Hartenstein can stay with Miles Turner. What's the issue?
It's not even like, it's just like, I don't understand like how you play a whole certain way throughout the entire playoffs. You made a big deal in the offseason. We're signed Isaiah Hartenstein. This was one of our biggest moves. I thought it was an awesome move. We get all the way to the finals. Toss it out the window. Like, I just don't understand.
And also, why is it Case and Wallace and not Caruso, who ends up playing? Like, if it's like, I got to play who I think is my actual best five, the most possible minutes, why isn't it Caruso starting the game? I don't know. I just didn't understand the offense first type of move. But I got to ask you, Mo, because, just tactically, right? And I asked the group chat guys this yesterday. You come into this series having played the entire year. We play a bunch of guys. We give every guy who comes in the game basically the ultimate green light to do what they got to do. That's how you've kind of built up the confidence of the collective roster to the point where AJ fucking Mitchell is getting minutes yesterday.
That was one.
Like, can you on a dime be like, yo, guys, like, we got to be more deliberate. Like, we have an MVP on our team. Like, Lou Dort and the rest of y'all niggas, like, maybe you don't take the first possible open shot every single time. Like, does that sap the confidence? Like, do you have to treat the finals like the finals is what I'm asking.
I think the problem is you did it the whole year, and now you're in this was one of my complaints about the Thunder. One of my few complaints was they play one style the whole way. They never developed or experimented another way. They had such a big lead in the conference. They had an ability to, let's try to change some stuff. Let's try to find some things to do offensively, or, for games that maybe Shea doesn't have it or whatever, and things like that. They play one style, and I think it is really hard to all of a suddenly change that. I think it's hard in the sense of it's harder on the players. Like, the coach can make it, like, if we're going to do this. But then I think it begins to put more thought in the players' minds, where they have to think a little bit more on
it, and he thinks like, normally I just shoot this, and he's like, it's the finals now.
No, but Mo, isn't that style really good? And didn't they abandon that style last night?
Absolutely. Well, yes and no. They abandoned the rotation. But, like, everybody still felt like they had the green light.
Yeah.
Like, everybody felt like they could shoot it whenever they want. Like,
so here's why I disagree with you, Zach. Like, Shea took 30 shots. I thought he should have took 40. That's just me. I think if Shea takes more shots, they win the game. Like, and I get it. Like, that's just not been who they've been. They've empowered all these other dudes to take the reins. But, like, that was a 37-shot game for Shea yesterday. Like, the way these other jokers was going, like, Lou Dort made 5 of 9 threes. Everybody else shat the bed.
Jalen Williams was terrible. Chet was awful.
Chet was real bad. Again, also, you changed your rotation. He had a running mate when he was playing two bigs. They had they have a good big to big passing game between each other.
That's the thing. That's why I'm saying they change what they do. Like they changed the system last night from the jump. Like they play that lineup not in that way, and I do think that throws everything off. Now you have Hartenstein coming off the bench for 17 minutes. Even if he plays just 20 minutes a game or whatever it is, that rotate, I think it just throws everything off to where it throws the style off.
Can they go back to it too?
You have to.
You have to. I'll tell you right now, if they don't, I'm going off. If they go back to this small lineup, I'm going to be just showing all the rebounds, everything they gave up.
Crazy. It both shows too little and too much respect to Indy because it's like Indy plays two bigs. Siakam's a big, or at least he plays that way. Like he's physical, like he pushes people around, like he gets down low, like he's using size and physicality. Yeah. Like, why are you pretending this isn't a too big, actually big lineup?
Because he'll do that against guards. He can't do that against even Chet, as skinny as he is. He's not doing that against Chet because he can't get that shot over him.
Also, let Chet give a shot at guarding him. Give Chet a chance to defend him. Like, give him an opportunity.
Felt like they were scared to. Yeah, it felt like they were scared to put Chet on Siakam.
And the funnier thing was like this whole lead up to the finals. Like, I'm looking at like, okay, how do the Pacers attack the Thunder? We talk about the Thunders don't have a lot of
Andrew Nembhard.
don't have any targets that you could hunt. Right. Then you go small and then it immediately becomes cool. We're going to get a guard switched onto Siakam. The first two buckets from Siakam were on Wallace on him where they got a switch and then he was able to attack. Like you created an opportunity for the Pacers. You showed them your pressure point and then just like said, keep hitting the nerve, keep hitting the nerve.
And look, they had some points where like guys were trying to inbound it and a bunch of turnovers happened. But I think long term, I like Miles Turner on a switch against Lou Dort in the paint. I'm just like, that's a good outcome for the Pacers.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Like what?
As good as Lou Dort is, like, keep the ball high. You're good.
Miles Turner's 7 feet tall. Like, I don't know. I didn't get it. I thought playing 11 dudes or whatever the fuck they did yesterday, I thought that was a mistake.
Mitchell no offense to AJ Mitchell, but no, actually, no offense to AJ Mitchell. You shouldn't be playing in the finals.
That's it.
No.
He's getting first half minutes. Like, what are you doing?
Like, Isaiah
first half minutes in any of the other series.
Mark Daigneault, this is some Joe Mazzulla light shit. He's trying to get real cute and show how smart he is on stuff. Like, just coach.
Yeah.
Just coach. Do what got you there.
It felt reminiscent. And what I mean about, like, you got to be able to tweak, bro. Boston is up 20 in the third against the Knicks and take 18 threes.
Right.
We get it. This is what we do. We generate threes. Like, why are you taking 18 threes in one
or you could drive against Cat and Brunson the whole time.
You have to tweak your shit, bro. It's the NBA Finals. Even like down the stretch where, again, admittedly, guys are making bankers. Guys, Nembhard step back.
Yeah.
That was
I got a rant. I have a complaint. Okay. It's my fault. It's my fault for letting House of Highlights into my fucking algorithm. All right. This is my fault. But they post, you know what they do? Like they show the highlight, but they post like some people you've never heard of's tweets about it. And so some tweet, it's double tween to a tween cross times 2. Pound dribble step back is just absurd. The fuck's a pound dribble?
I think it's just a dribble.
Of course it is. Pound dribble. Can we stop?
Maybe it's when you dribble hard.
Yeah, it's like
pound it.
Where the ball comes back to your hand?
But hard, Zach, not soft, not normal like a normal.
Can we do a thing where we just talk basketball and we stop trying to talk like a fucking Instagram basketball trainer who's trying to steal money from a single mom so that he can pretend he's going to send that kid to the NBA, but really he's just making him a mediocre AAU player? Can we do that? Tween, shut the fuck up. Talk basketball. Shut the fuck up.
Out to
dribble.
highlights. We're
What the fuck
pissed
does
at
that
you.
mean? I saw like months ago. I saw push dribble. All dribbles are push dribbles.
Yeah. The internet is a
That's how you get the ball to the ground. Is you push
place.
it. You push it with your fingertips. That's how you push it. I could. It drove. I saw that this morning. I was. Oh my god! I wanted to just scream into the sun. Like it just drove me crazy. You know what? I'm all in on the Spacers team. I think they win the championship. It's complete. I thought Thunder in 6, and even then I was like, that's kind of stretching. I don't know if if this is getting to 6. I know it's one game, and Mo, I picked the Pacers to win last night, right? Like
you called the Pacers to win the game 1, and you said the Thunder to win the series. But we have to give credit to our co-host because
George Niang, yeah.
No. What was psychotic about it, Zach, was he picked the Thunder to win game 1 and the Pacers to win the series.
And win the series. And he was
I
like
was
dismissive about like the idea that you would pick the Thunder to win the series. Like
he was so mad when I picked them to win it in 5. He was so
What's
offended.
his rationale for
he didn't explain it. He didn't because we were out of time. He was just annoyed at Mo for picking Thunder in 5.
You're gonna pick the 68 win team?
He's like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah, it looked like as if I just didn't even belong on this show.
And this was like 30 minutes after he was so impressed with Mo's X's and Mo's breakdown. He's like, dude, that was so genius. Like, that's incredible detail. And like, he was super impressed. And then 30 minutes later, this guy the fuck off the show, basically.
I almost felt like I just disappeared. Yeah. I felt like I just vanished.
All right, let's get to the next. Wait, was you still Thunder?
No, I think the Thunder are gonna win the series. I picked them in 6. So like this idea that they were just gonna bowl over this team, I thought was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah,
but again, this team they're in a must win.
What?
They can't win the series if they lose game 2.
Real quick, why isn't there any finals branding on the court?
That was weird. I didn't notice it until people started tweeting it, and then I was like, "Oh wait,
I didn't either."
I don't want to get into it, bro, but like, I just think ESPN just does not have a nose for making the product feel important.
I thought it was, the NBA that would.
I have a theory that the NBA and Disney are in the producer situation with the NBA, where they're trying to make it fail, and it just keeps making more money.
It's just they didn't show the starting lineups. They didn't show the national anthem being like. There's this is just another regular season game.
Because I needed to watch Bob Myers scream like, "Oh, we're dismissing the Pacers. I haven't even started yet." Like, get Bob Myers off my TV. By the way, I can't do this anymore.
Get that whole countdown.
Crew off. All right, let's move on to the next one. Speaking of getting things off the TV, do you believe firing Tom Thibodeau was the right move after the deepest playoff run in 25 years, after back-to-back 50-win seasons? The Knicks waited 3 days, to cut ties with Tom Thibodeau. So, do you believe that this was the right move for the Knicks?
It's tough. It's the right move, but they're not going to follow it up with another right move. That's the tough part. That's going to ultimately make this the wrong move. Like, I don't think they're going to replace Tibbs with somebody who is going to change the direction and the trajectory of the team. I think, and we talked about it up here on Basketball Illuminati, that the Knicks offense was just too elementary, too rudimentary, too just remedial, like so simple, not like just never generating easy opportunities for anybody. Every time somebody scored is because they just could be individually excellent and then, got the points in their talented team. But I was like, bro, you need an offensive coordinator, which is like, there's no way Tibbs' stubborn ass is going to go for that. Or you need to hire an offensive-minded type of coach. And I don't think they're going to do that, Mo.
First off, I actually thought they shouldn't have fired Tibbs. I thought Tibbs deserved. And first off, it's his first year with this crew, with this core of teams, with Bridges, with Cat, and Cat comes in late. It's not like he came in the beginning. Like, I don't think people fully understand how important an offseason is for a coach when he knows what his roster is.
Yeah.
Like, they're chilling in August. They're not running practices or whatnot, but they're also planning. They're also diagramming things. They're also discussing what are we going to do as a staff or whatnot. And I agree with you. Tibbs is stubborn as all hell. So maybe, I still think they should have just said, hey, Tibbs, like, we're bringing in an offensive coordinator. If you don't like it, we're showing you the door. And maybe that's what happened. I don't know, if that's something that was been discussed or whatnot. But I felt like Tibbs deserved at least a run to start the season with this team, having a full offseason with everything and work through all the stuff that you have there. I don't think, like, when we talk about their rotation and their bench and things like that, like, yeah, Landry Shamit's good, DeLon Wright's good. That's not the reason why they didn't go to the finals because of that. Brunson's not a good defender. He has to get better there. Cat has to find ways to be better defensively. Yeah, Tibbs can play the bench more and not wear these guys down in the regular season. Leon Rose can also try to improve the bench. Maybe not have Campaign as your backup point guard throughout the course of the season. And you can maybe try to improve your situations and that stuff. I felt like Tibbs deserved another shot. And then it goes back to what you're saying. There's not a guy out there where I'm like, that's a slam dunk hire for them. That's the guy you need to go get.
Well, go ahead, Zach.
Well, that's the thing, because like the two main candidates right now. Well, thankfully, Rick Pitino recused himself from being in consideration.
Thanks, Rick.
Congratulations to Knicks fans on that one. The two main candidates being talked about right now are Johnny Bryant, right, the Cleveland assistant who has ties to Donovan Mitchell, which I don't think that matters anymore, obviously, with Jalen Brunson now, and Mike Malone, right? I think everyone looks at Mike Malone having a championship ring and going, oh, well, he has a championship ring now. Like, he's the same coach. I'm not certain he's better. And I don't know if he's a good coach, or a better coach, I should say, because I don't know how you run the give the ball to Jokic offense if there's no Jokic. And I'm not trying to dismiss him.
He's genuinely not known to be creative offensive mind.
Yeah, I genuinely don't know how is that going to look, because all we've seen him do is have a historical genius running that shit for 8 years or whatever it was. So, like, I don't know even how to assess that. All the reasons, all the complaints against Thibodeau, like, are exactly why Malone just got fired. So what is the upgrade there? It's just, you can say we hired a championship coach. Okay, cool. Cool. You won the press conference. That's not that's some Sacramento Kings shit.
To me, the move, you're New York fucking City. You're one of the richest teams on planet Earth. Is calling Spo, calling Steve Kerr, offering them a crazy amount of money, and especially in Miami, y'all don't got the pick compensation. Pay them. Yo, we got $30 million for you. We got $40 million for you. Spo being like, guys, I've been here for 20 years. It's always been my dream to go to New York. Mickey, do the right thing here. They're going to pay the shit out of you for letting me out of this deal. Go get the best people in the industry for the job. This other shit.
I think we're holding up expansion because James Dolan doesn't want to split that revenue. So I don't think he's going to pay $40 million. And off the rip, he's getting like $170 million cut.
That's the thing too.
And he still got to pay out Tibbs, who they just signed to an extension last season.
The old Dolan would be open to this. But the Sphere, from what I've heard, is absolutely leaking money like a sieve.
How could it not? All of these Eagles concerts.
And but if the Knicks were actually using market power, financial might in a way that made sense, they just go pay the shit out of somebody. The best in the business.
But I don't see a team willing to do it.
Yeah. I'm look, I'd have no problem, even if it's like a coach I think doesn't deserve to be fired.
I know he spent a lot of money, Joe Lacob, but he was one of the spearheads of the second apron. He's tired of spending money.
Absolutely. He was like, please stop me.
Spending money.
Please stop me from spending money. I need an excuse. I need to be able to tell my fan base.
3 years for $121 million extension.
Look, man, I want to save money too, Mo. I want to make better decisions with my money.
Never
I'm gonna Postmate sushi a few times a week. Okay, this is gonna happen. I have no problem with I don't think Tom Thibodeau should have been fired for this, right? I don't think he should have been fired. I think he deserved another chance with this group and whatever upgrades they can potentially make to the roster, even as hamstrung as they are. And I recognize they got flexibility with the Brunson extension, but still, like that, there's not a lot of wiggle room here, right? So you have to hope that some guys want to take a discount to come fill out that bench and hopefully look at the East and be like, that East is weak. We can win with this group. I can help, whatever. At the same time, if you think you can upgrade the coach, I just don't see anybody out there.
No, you have to know you can upgrade the coach.
Exactly. It can't be fire him and then let's see where we're going. It's got to be we're firing him because we know this. And so at least with the Warriors, when they fired Mark Jackson for reasons where they should have fired him, right? As good a job as he did on the court, there was
an annoying ass employee.
Well, there was some detrimental shit off the court.
He was doing too much.
Yeah.
God botherer, but stripper lover. That's crazy.
I think they knew. I think they knew they were either getting Stan Van Gundy or they're getting Steve Kerr, right? Yeah. And they knew, like, Steve Kerr wasn't a coach yet, but I think they knew, like, hey, this guy will be a good coach. It's a guess, but they knew that it was one of those guys. And they knew Stan Van Gundy is a great coach.
Right.
So at least they knew, they had a pretty good idea of, like, where they were going with that. They weren't just firing Mark Jackson and going, I wonder who we can get to coach. Like, they had ideas. This is, I think, just... Well, maybe the Knicks do. Maybe the Knicks know, and they're just like, well, Mike Malone, CAA, New York guy, championship ring, easy sell.
That's a bad idea.
But, I mean, but the thing is, too, though, like, even of the options, like, look, I like Johnny Bryant. I don't know much about him.
And I think he's going to be a good coach. Like, I covered him a little bit in Utah when I was there. Smart dude. You never know with, like, how a guy's going to be as a head coach, but everyone swears by this dude. Like, but
But you also don't know what kind of coach he is. Right.
That's
you
true.
don't know what he, like, there's an element like, okay, we want to bring an offensive minded coach. We don't know if he's that. We don't know if he's going to be creative that way. Yeah. I've seen people mention Taylor Jenkins' name. They basically cleared out his staff because they weren't happy with the offense.
The Knicks cannot run an offense
he didn't want to run and still hated when they were successful with it.
Right. So it's
cannot hire that
all
guy.
the options that keep getting all the names and then just
cut to them hiring that guy.
Yeah, I can't hire Taylor Jenkins. No, that can't happen.
The other guy they can't hire to me is Dan Hurley, because I heard his name being thrown about there.
Dan Hurley?
It gets mentioned all the time.
Won't you need another favor?
Oh, yeah, exactly. God. Right. Another extension from UConn. Is that what we're trying to do?
Won't you need another favor? We're pretending he wants another NBA job?
Right. That's a horrible idea, too.
All of this stuff. It's like, and that's why at the end of the day, I would have just stuck with the guy I know. And yeah, he's stubborn as hell, all that stuff. He's gotten us to the conference final, something we haven't done over the past 25 years. He's gotten us into the playoffs the past 3 years. We've won playoff series.
You could have easily won that series. Like that, there were a couple of games that were in the balance there. You could have easily won that series.
It's a knee-jerk reaction to game one. Let's just be honest, right?
Absolutely.
Like, it's a knee-jerk reaction.
That was a Tibbs loss, though. I thought the rest of the series was a Tibbs loss.
Yeah, but they're going to put it all on him.
Wasn't a Tibbs loss.
But they're going to put it all on him. It doesn't matter, right? Because it's easier to fire the coach with all that stuff. Everybody said the safest decision was bringing Tibbs back. I said, no, the easiest decision was firing Tibbs because that's what everybody in New York was screaming. And now I just think it would have been the smarter decision would have been to just keep him.
Yeah, again, if Detroit could fix it in their mind that they're going to pay Monty Williams, whatever, again, all the best guys in the business be like, yo, I'm going to make you the highest paid coach ever by far, guarantee you about $100 million. Okay. And then, if a competent owner would have like actual relationships with his other owners and then be like, yo, what's it going to take to make you feel better about this? And get the best guy in your building. Instead, it's like, oh, we're going to go with these assistants. Oh, it's going to be Michael Malone. Oh, Jay Kidd, we going to trade for from that. Like, he made a Doka. I'm like, this is not it.
The other thing, though, was, too, it's like everybody's so offended they lost to the Pacers, right? It's like the Pacers are
that's
good.
What it is. You lose to the
Pacers are really
Celtics
good.
in the conference finals,
The
right? If that ends up being the matchup.
You
Man,
lose
it's
to
not
the
a thing.
Cavs, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's because they
It's
lost
that
to
they
the
lost to
Pacers.
the Pacers.
Nobody
Nobody
respects
respects
them.
They're a good ass team. Look at what they're up 1-0
Mark
in the
Dagnall starting
finals.
Case and Wallace on him because he doesn't respect
It's
them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rodney Dangerfield. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
crazy.
it's just, I think that's a huge point to this.
Yeah. All right, let's get to our last point. God, speaking of owners. All right. Do you believe that Matt Ishbia is not a conventional NBA owner? He's a cool NBA owner, guys. All right. Here we go. Buckle up. Matt Ishbia sent a letter to members of the basketball operations staff on Wednesday regarding the change coming, stating he wants to create a culture of accountability. Interesting. Quote, let me start with the most important point. The Phoenix Suns will do things very differently than most NBA franchises. I will be extremely active in the decisions and management of this organization, on and off the floor. While I won't be reviewing film, designing offenses, or running the draft room, I will be deeply involved in ensuring that basketball operations, like every other area of our organization, is performing at the highest level. I'm aware that this approach is different from most other NBA franchises. I'm not the conventional NBA owner, and I don't want to be. I've tried running the typical NBA owner playbook, hiring the experts, signing the checks, and getting out of the way. And none of us were happy with the outcome. Making the playoffs 2 out of 3 years and only winning one playoff series is not good enough for this franchise and this community. End quote. Ishbia hired Jordan Ott as the new head coach. He promoted Brian Gregory to GM from never being in the fucking NBA before that back in May. What do these guys have in common? Jordan Ott, Brian Gregory. There's
something green about their name.
Something green. Well, the money? Is it the money that they signed for? Was is that?
It's just got a
green
aura floating around them.
Yeah, there's something.
Been
the same place. They have a familiar sort of
hard scrabble Midwestern backgrounds.
Oh, you guys are talking right now. It's
swing
starting
states.
It's starting to get. Sparking a thought inside my.
I really want to watch 300.
Michigan State guys, yeah, the Spartans.
So unconventional. He's so unorthodox.
There's so much to unpack in every sentence that he wrote.
Michigan State's just his CAA. Yeah.
Every team has something. Every team has something now. You got to find some sort of connection. That's it.
For fuck's sake. Look,
hold on. Let's first of all,
maybe Jordan Ott's a good coach. I have no idea.
No.
He is a respected assistant coach.
Yeah. The coach, I'm talking about the substance of what this guy said in there. That he did it the conventional way. He had no hand in the KD deal.
Well, it is pretty conventional in the last 25 years to go get Isaiah Thomas to ruin your franchise from a consulting standpoint for no reason.
Like, the KD thing was the owner.
Yeah, of course.
The Cam Johnson, the owner. It was you. You've been running the team.
I just signed the checks and got out of the way. That's the biggest lie I think we've had.
You've hired and fired multiple coaches after a year.
Put it
just
like
signed
this.
the checks and got out of the way, Zach.
How many coaches is he paying right now?
Put it like this, guys. How many NBA fans, one, know who Peter Holt is or knows what he looks like?
I'll do you one better, Waz. I'll do you one better. In one of my first team meetings in San Antonio, in the locker room, I got shoved out of the way by one of the assistant coaches because I didn't know I was blocking Peter Holt's view. I was working for the team. And I think it was Chad Glazier just grabbing me going, he's like, Mo.
I was going to say, I am a pretty fucking big basketball nerd.
I don't know what I couldn't pick Peter Holt.
Yeah, I couldn't.
No, I was
Matt Ishbia. We know his name. We know what he looks like. We know he's a big Spartan. We know he's a freaking We know he was a walk-on. We know, like, this, I get it. He was some background owner is insane.
You flopped against the MVP on the sidelines.
So is this more just him saying, hey, I'm going to stop having Isaiah Thomas shadow GM the team? Is this really what this letter is?
Maniac.
Like, I don't know, but I just feel like that was the thing when he first came, right? When Ishbia first showed up on the scene.
What is that? What is that? If he's like, I'm not going to like run the draft room, I'm not going to design offenses, I'm not going to, then what does that mean?
So what are you doing?
What's the micromanaging? That's my question. You're going to micromanage this. What does that mean?
I almost wonder if it's him saying like, hey, I'm going to start cutting back on some of the money we're spending. Not so much on the team, but like the small details that we need in the front office or the equipment or whatnot.
I have no idea if this is true or not, but there have been whispers and rumors. And granted, like sometimes like people have no idea what money is. In the like people are like, oh, A-Rod's broken. They're like, no, A-Rod's got money like to spend. Like I don't know when it comes to this stuff, right? You never know. There were rumors like within the last year, it was like, oh, the Suns are like, they might not have money. Like they might be like Ishbia might not have.
Did he buy this on loan? Am I making this?
It was like very contingent, I think, on like stuff with his business, and then there were questions about like his business and stuff and how liquid it was and all that. Like, and look, this is going to shock you. I know very little about business and economics. Not really my forte.
Would have never guessed it, Zach.
Never, yeah.
Not that I'm any better, but would have never guessed it, Zach.
As someone who once bought 2 copies of Scorpion King 4 and still doesn't know where they are.
There were 3 more? There were 3 more?
This one starred Lou Ferrigno on the cover, and he's in it for maybe 40 seconds. Like, it is...
Future cinephobe, baby.
Oh, my God. Yeah, like, I don't know. I don't know what this means. I know what this means for the Suns. This is bad.
Disastrous.
Katie wants out. Yeah. Katie wants out. Apparently, like, I think I read a report, maybe this was from Shams, that Devin Booker was involved in this Jordan Ott hiring. I guess that's...
I saw something like that.
Good. I spoke to somebody in the Devin Booker camp, and the messaging was clear. We're Suns for life.
Okay.
Never thought about moving elsewhere. Mm-hmm. We love Phoenix. We've planted roots there. Mm-hmm. Mr. Sun. That's the messaging that I got when I talked to somebody in the Devin Booker.
Yeah. I remember LeBron said the same thing about Cleveland.
He did never.
Back. And I pushed back too. By the way, that's so funny. By the way, I pushed back. I was like, oh, so I had heard rumblings about getting back with Wes and, CA and New York. And no, never. We've been Phoenix the whole time. Like, we are 10 toes down. Phoenix Suns. The community, we're embedded. Blah, that's the messaging I got. I swear to God.
2 points. So one, I'm looking forward to Ishbia making sure that they trade for Karl Anthony Towns and KD goes to New York. Let's just put that out there. And then
it's a bad deal, by the way.
It's a bad idea for both teams.
Both teams. Bad deal.
You have to lose off the rip.
Which almost guarantees it to me. And then the other side of it too is when you ask who is this good for? It's good for us.
Yeah.
In the media. We're going to have
I'm not complaining.
So much content
out of Phoenix is amazing.
Give me an internal memo every fucking week. I'll make a whole I'll get a sponsored section in the Bounce about it. Like, this is
Ishbia is brand new, but has he reached the Vivek level yet? Has he surpassed him?
I don't know if you could surpass Vivek, but you're in the range
because Vivek like had cleared it and now he's back, right? So like you got to respect that Vivek is back in the mix of this.
But look a little normal.
Yeah, but also Ishbia
Vivek saw him on the corner and said, "No, not allowing.
I'm coming back from my spot.
Get the fuck out of here." Like, especially in his own division. Nah, that ain't happening. That's no. This is gonna be be a bad.
I'm sorry,
Avon Barksdale managed to be a Barlow. I don't think we're going to do better than Mays putting that on the lower third. All right, make sure you're checking out Group Chat on Spotify for the Ringer NBA show for Waz. Make sure you're checking out all of Mo's great breakdowns with twitch.tv/Mo.Kill. Also follow him on Blue Sky. He's doing the clips in real time during these games. It's fucking phenomenal. I'm stealing a lot of that information and putting it in the bounce and not giving him credit for it. Make sure you check it out. Our pregame shows before every single NBA Finals game. It's me, it's Mo, it's Alexis Morgan, it's George Niang on the NBA app and probably their socials and probably YouTube. I don't know where we have it, but definitely their app. Yeah, it's everywhere for the NBA. Make sure you're checking out the bounce. It's Chuck Todd approved, whatever that means for you. So check that out, theathletic.com/the bounce. For Waz, for Mo, for Mays, I'm Zach. You want to keep it locked right here and keep your third eye